Nur mit Schmerzen im Gesicht.
Genau.
Pass drauf auf.
Wie war das bei Witcher nochmal mit Kind der Überraschung und so? Und
Ja.
das, was dir am liebsten ist oder so, musst du abgeben? Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr.
Ja,
genau.
ja.
Fabian wird das wissen, weil der macht ja PR dafür.
Ja, den können wir gleich fragen. Ich sag schon, wir haben eine große Liste von Sachen, die wir mit ihm gleich besprechen müssen. Unter anderem den Umzugsplan.
Ich glaube auch, ja. Mods schreibt auch, Mods am Schwitzen, wann wir fahren.
Ja.
Ja, und damit kommen wir auch, wie mir die Regie Abmoderation.
Wir haben viel mitgenommen heute, ja?
Also es war ein sehr lehrreicher Slot.
Dürfte ich vorstellen? Stärker als alle Avengers zusammen. Und schon bald bekannt als der mächtigste Held der Erde.
Wieso sollte ein Gott Befehle von irgendjemandem annehmen? Vielleicht sollte ich zeigen, wozu ich fähig bin.
Die Avengers sind weg. Es wird niemand kommen, um uns zu retten.
Aber wir könnten sie retten.
Was? Wir?
Als Held gibt es nichts Schöneres.
Der Slot eben war die göttliche Komödie. Jetzt kommen wir zu einem hoffentlich göttlichen Spiel. Nämlich Titan Quest 2, das wir auf dem ebenso prächtig vorgestellten MSI-Laptop hier spielen werden. Mit mir dabei ist Julius, der ein großer Titan Quest 1-Fan ist, den 2 noch nicht gespielt hat und sich jetzt fragt, taugt das dann was? Wird das denn
Dass du
was?
dich traust, dich mit mir noch ins Stream zu setzen, Maurice. Nach deiner... Wobei unsere Cactus-Historie ist eigentlich rühmlich.
Ja.
Wir haben ja fantastisch letztes Mal in Schlacht um Mittelerde dominiert.
Das stimmt.
Ja, ich freue mich
Ja auch,
voll.
ich meine, unsere Ziff-Historie ist auch rühmlich. Du hast was versucht, du bist gescheitert. Ich finde das rühmlich am Ende des Tages, oder?
Ja, ich fand meinen Abgang auch rühmlich und ehrenhaft.
Ja.
Er war nicht erfolgreich, aber...
Aber er hat Eindruck gemacht, auf jeden Fall.
So wie vieles, was die griechischen Götter gemacht haben.
Ja, schauen wir doch einfach mal. Wir haben hier die Demo-Version von Titan Quest 2, einem Spiel, das eigentlich schon draußen sein sollte.
Ja.
Und ehrlicherweise, ich meine, man kann verstehen, warum sie es noch nicht
Ich wollte gerade sagen, du hast viel Verständnis dafür doch aufgebracht für die Verschiebung.
Es ist auch, also ich habe nur kein Verständnis dafür, wie wenig sie kommunizieren darüber.
Ja.
Wenn halt dein letzter Stand war, es erscheint irgendwie Winter, dann sag doch einfach mal an, Leute, wir verschieben es, neues Zeitfenster. Aktuell lassen sie halt die Leute so ein bisschen zappeln. Und das ist, glaube ich, damit tun sie sich keinen Gefallen, weil damit baust du keinen Hype auf.
Es ist halt immer ein bisschen die Frage, also einer der Gründe wird ja auf jeden Fall sein, dass es viel Konkurrenz gab im angedachten Zeitraum. Und dann ist halt immer ein bisschen die Frage, willst du dir wirklich die Blöße geben, als Entwickler das zuzugeben, dass du halt sagst, so ja, wir verschieben das jetzt, weil wir ein bisschen Angst haben, dass wir sonst untergehen. Ist natürlich immer ein bisschen schwächt deine Position, ja. Auf der anderen Seite, manche Entwickler haben es in der Vergangenheit gemacht und sind damit ja durchaus gut gefahren.
Also gerade konkret haben es die Last Epoch-Macher ja gemacht,
Ja.
die recht offen gesagt haben, Leute, scheiße, wir müssen unsere Season verschieben, weil Path of Exile 2 sich direkt reingeschoben hat. Und jetzt sind alle eher so... Ja, aber Path of Exile, das neue Update ist eine Katastrophe. Go Last Epoch.
Gut, das hätte man vielleicht auch nicht ahnen können, ne? Aber
Deswegen schauen, also ich meine, jetzt wäre dann vielleicht auch bald für Titan Quest gar kein schlechter Ansatzpunkt, weil die wollen es ja auch bewusst an. Wir gehen es auch einfach mal rein.
Zeig's mir mal.
Ja, die wollen es ja bewusst auch anders machen. Wir machen mal ein neues Spiel. Als andere Action-RPGs, die setzen bewusst nicht auf Seasons, auf all diesen Kram.
das hat mich halt direkt, weil ich finde, das Season-Modell, also was heißt, ich finde das schlecht, das ist einfach nicht mein Ding, weil ich komme halt aus dem klassischen MMO-Bereich. Das heißt, ich bin mehr so einen Charakter bis durchziehen über mehrere Add-ons und den ganzen Weg mit ihm gehen. Ist das, was mir Titan Quest dann bietet?
Es wird, glaube ich, halt eine klassische Story-Kampagne haben. Ich glaube, sie haben noch gar nicht so viel über Endgame und sowas geredet.
Ach so, okay.
Aber sie wollen es halt nicht so machen, dass du sie wollen nicht so ganz diesen Mikrotransaktions- und Season-Kram machen. Was interessant ist natürlich, weil einerseits ist es ein Erfolgsmodell, das funktioniert ja gut.
Prädestiniert dafür das Genre.
Ja, gleichermaßen, mich spricht es auch nicht so an. Ich mag das nicht, dieses Gefühl, mein Charakter wird in 3 Monaten für die Tonne sein, weil dann die neuen Inhalte kommen, die ich nur mit einem neuen Charakter spielen kann. Und ich habe auch nicht ganz die Zeit und auch nicht ganz die Veranlagung. Ich spiele halt gern auch unterschiedliche Spiele.
Das ist richtig.
Ich habe nicht die Zeit, also so sehr ich es mag sogar, ne? Ich finde Path of Exile ist ein tolles Spiel und ich werde es immer wieder gerne spielen, aber ich werde nicht jede Season einen Charakter auf Level 100 bringen. Die Zeit habe ich einfach bei aller Liebe nicht.
Ja.
So, man sieht jetzt hier, wir kämpfen gegen Krabben. Ganz klassisch.
Ja, klassischer Spielanfang, erstmal so Low-Gegner. Also vom Ersteindruck spratzt das aber ganz angenehm. Das ist natürlich für mich so die erste große Frage als jemand, der jetzt im Hack-and-Slay-Bereich hauptsächlich von Diablo kommt. Und da muss man ja wirklich sagen, jede Kritik an Diablo 4, die teilweise auch berechtigt ist, mal daher. Aber das reine Kampfgefühl, du schlägst auf einen Gegner und was passiert dann? Das hat Blizzard einfach zu 100% genailt bei diesem Spiel.
Ja.
Würde ich mich da in Titan Quest auch wohlfühlen?
Mein Ersteindruck ist tatsächlich, dass sie das auch seit der Gamescom-Demo, die ich gespielt habe, noch mal ein bisschen verbessert haben. Also
das ist cool, weil das war beim Trailer tatsächlich mein erster Gedanke, das spratzt noch nicht so richtig. Ja. Aber das sieht, also nur jetzt rein subjektiv vom Gefühl her, habe ich das Gefühl,
Also die Schwertschläge hier, ich meine, wir müssen mal noch ein bisschen abwarten. Warte mal, ich habe ja hier auch schon so ein... Nee, das ist mein Dodge-Mode. Die fühlen sich gut an. Ich habe hier auch einen Charakter, der offenbar mir mit 2 Schwertern ein bisschen schneller zuschlägt. Man sieht auch, die treffen mehrere Leute. Das ist ja inzwischen auch ein Ding, das ab und an gemacht wird in solchen Spielen, dass Nahkampf einen gewissen Flächenschaden hat, um einen Vorteil gegenüber Fernkampf zu haben. Gut, kaum, dass wir das sagen, finde ich einen Bogen.
Fantastisch.
our full reveal to go ahead and show you some marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tact shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles. And hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking. Obviously, here working in video games, it's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble, so I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Ja, hallo, da sind wir ja mal gespannt, was Bungie uns jetzt da zeigt. Marathon.
Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Hello, hello.
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Like, super excited to finally show something about our game. You know, it's been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly. So, yeah, I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So.
Ich bin mal gespannt, was jetzt kommt. Also eigentlich Extraction-Shooter habe ich jetzt keinen so Berührungspunkt mit, zum Mainz. Also jetzt, ja, Dark Zone und Division.
Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it
going? Mr. Joe Cross. Der krasse Joe. Da sitzt da.
Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon, and you know, my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, you know, make sure that
also sag mal, das Gunplay von Destiny oder generell von Bungie, ja, Halo und so weiter, wenn das jetzt da drin steckt, dann ist das ja schon mal als Shooter ein Vorteil für das Spiel. Könnte dann schon viele Leute ziehen. Aber mal gespannt, weil der Artstyle, es war schon sehr knallig bunt, also weiß ich nicht, ob mir das persönlich so gefällt, dann probieren würde ich es mal. Also eine Chance geben würde ich dem Spiel auf jeden Fall.
I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the sandbox, the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau City. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team. Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Diese Happe-Dinger nicht hier, was soll der Scheiß?
Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Gab's die IP schon mal oder was?
My name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries, and that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything, and so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters, all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay.
Na dann.
I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next
Zeigt mal her.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Da ist ja der Reisende.
But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run. Okay, so wie ich es gesehen habe, jetzt hat man schon unterschiedliche Klassen. Ich würde auch sagen 3 Stück. Hinten haben noch 3 Plakate. Okay. Sehr knallig bunt. Hat irgendwie, ich weiß gar nicht, wie ich den Style da beschreiben soll.
Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it, has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witch, can you do me a favor and help introduce these runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha.
Okay,
so going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing, and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo.
Glitch und Locus würden mich jetzt mal so im Moment am meisten interessieren. Void, ja. Aber Blackbird glaube ich gar nicht.
And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so.
Sind jetzt erstmal nochmal tiefer
sharing some
reinsteigen.
art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
And you know, obviously the
Ja, das weiß ich nicht, ob das Design mich so abholt, aber das ist halt mein Geschmack.
But like, what's it been like stepping
Den trifft's nicht so wirklich.
It's amazing. Yeah, for
Dieser Grafikstil.
geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways.
Da links war mal
Greg
das
Mullen.
Concept
So you see it, art represented on the left started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, you know, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing
Rechts hat ja
justice.
gar nichts mehr
And you
damit
can
zu
see
tun,
here in the
aber
center,
wirklich
this is
gar
kind
nichts
of a
mehr mit dem
proto-runner.
Bild.
We developed early in the process
Ja,
to make sure
weiß ich
that,
nicht.
you know, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented
Richtig
that.
abgefuckt.
And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold
Plastikmäßig.
a spot, right? Really good. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
Plastiksoldaten.
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But, you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sind das mehr als 30 FPS? Das sind doch nicht mehr als 30 FPS da jetzt. Ah, wie mache ich denn diese Drecksmeldung da weg, echt?
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner. A cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security
18 Spieler auf einer Karte, okay. Uiuiui.
and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run.
Bungie Fortnite, glaube ich so, ne? Kann man es vielleicht beschreiben, aber...
Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die.
Dark Soul-mäßig. Division auch der Vergleich jetzt vielleicht.
And your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable.
Warzone, alles mögliche da ist halt
Think
jetzt...
quickly on your feet and outplay your opponent. And in your next run,
Ja, die Frage ist, ob der Zug nicht schon abgefahren ist mit diesem Platz hier schon, die es da jetzt gibt. Warzone, Fortnite. Und Tarkov vielleicht noch so ein bisschen.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay. Runners with unique playstyles and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill, to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner.
Alles klar.
No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities.
Alles mit Unsichtbarkeit ist immer überall super stark.
Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions. and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Jetzt eigentlich schön, wenn sich einer da hinsetzen würde und würde einfach mal eine Runde spielen. So.
It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So, I think for starters, again, you know, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. You know, Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
You know, build on a legacy. The narrative
Doch einen
of
brutalen
Marathon is
Schnauzer.
incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and you know, like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah, and also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super
Great
cool.
voice.
Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like, it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun. Mr. Witz, I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well, who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I
braucht
split my
immer
time between Locust.
Konter
I'm a
für
very
Void, weil
push-forward
sonst
kind
sieht
of
man die gar
player,
nicht, oder was?
as Joe reminds me all the time.
So powerful, dieses unsichtbar machen.
You don't even have a W key. You just
Oh je.
goes.
I just love to go fast
Mir
forward.
schwant
That's
Übles.
right. And so, like, yeah, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, you know, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, it's there's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Wits, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Build crafting.
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing and then you get like a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what.
Sieht ziemlich nach einem Albtraum an für zum Balancen irgendwie.
And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well.
Ich glaube, das geht gar nicht, wenn da jemand viel spielt und hat auch noch Glück und droppt da ständig irgendwelche Exos oder Super-Duper-Kerne und Mods. Der ballert alles andere weg.
We support up to 18 players.
Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? If someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah, how about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So it's
like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I am
look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe, like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around, there's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room and then the other team is right there and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy. Like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay. They're just processing power.
The math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? It sounds like, I mean, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau City?
There's a ton of them.
There's a ton of
them. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment. There's
grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I
mean, we have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons.
Würde mich noch interessieren, wie man den kriegt. Liegt der einfach da rum oder kriegt man auch für den Abschluss von Events oder?
Yeah, we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right? Yeah. Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions, but there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things.
Da gibt's bestimmt auch einen Ingame-Shop mit Echtgeld.
We are obviously investing besides doing
So
a little bit
Everversum
more onboarding in the
mäßig.
front end, so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it.
Yeah, we want to make this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space, where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game, and so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're going to be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right?
Also
That's how
das
we're
hört
trying
sich
to
jetzt
marry that
aber
together.
eher an wie
In addition
so
to that, if you know,
wie
have
so ein
some bad
MOBA.
runs, right? Like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot
Wie
kind of
so
going down. We have the
Fähigkeiten
sponsored
von
kits, like
Helden
this guy
aus
talked about
MOBAs.
earlier, where
Wenn ich an
it's
Smite
a
denke
package
oder
of,
an
gameplay items,
Paragon
like
oder an LOL,
or equipment, or maybe a shield or something, or consumables.
dann
That's kind of like the
crowd-controlt
floor
man
for
den
what we think you
Gegner
can be
und dann
really,
macht
like,
man den weg.
capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling
Also
like,
mal
the
irgendwie
goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear,
Ja,
because
mal
that's your payday, right?
also
That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my god, I took this
weiß
player,
ich nicht, ich
and,
weiß nicht.
oh, they have the best
Was
shield.
ich da jetzt von halten soll, weiß ich noch nicht.
I mean, obviously, there'll be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha, but we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, let me get out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Da müssen jetzt so Leute sitzen wie Grenadier Jake.
Look,
Und wie heißt
Daddy
er?
up,
Der
let's go. Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are.
Axe Cross. Oder so große YouTuber müssten da jetzt
Oh,
eigentlich.
we are bringing some money in this
Wer ist der denn mit dem Eis? Ach,
Quick read. Oh, you looking around?
weiß nicht mehr.
See
Yeah,
his,
I'm gonna see who we're gonna raid with.
Gut, Scarrow kenne ich auch noch.
Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts? Yeah. You just want to grab that real quick? Yeah, we can do that. You want to get going?
Aber das ist mal gut. Das ist einfach mal jemand hingesetzt, der das spielt. Und das jetzt mal abgefilmt. Das ist jetzt mal
Oh, okay.
so wie es auch ist.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop
is. I got a mod
a
earlier that like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
Before you hit the ground,
don't take
it saves it.
It'll
damage.
break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah, still heading to field maintenance. Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he just stuff up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits of ammo right by me. There's a green punk right there.
There's ticks underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player.
Dead one. I hit one, pretty sure, but I'm 1, 2. Down. That's all of them. Right. Yeah. That way, actually, you want to do the HPD? Over here. Red dot's right there.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta Yep. That's a purple one.
Mich hätte jetzt mal interessiert, was passiert, wenn man stirbt. Ist dann die Runde für einen vorbei? Kann man dann eine neue direkt starten, oder? Ich denke mal, zugucken werden wir nicht müssen bis zum Schluss, bis der letzte Teamkamerad dann da weg ist. Ich kann mal respawnen, hat ein paar Leben. Ich weiß es nicht. Das wäre für mich jetzt interessant zu wissen.
Oh, mechanics here. That's what we need, right? Moves having this mechanical status effect.
Und das ist sehr, sehr eckig da. Spielfiguren, Welt, Inventar, alles so Pixel-Optik. Für mich irgendwie Pixel-Optik, weiß nicht. Gefällt mir jetzt persönlich nicht so gut. Das, wie gesagt, dieses bunte und dieses pixelige. Ich weiß es noch nicht. Ich würde es einfach gerne mal spielen, um halt selber zu wissen, wie also vom Gunplay her, ganz ehrlich, es sieht jetzt aus hier wie eine Shotgun. Das Model könnte auch in Destiny sein oder so. Also die wird sich wahrscheinlich auch vom Gunplay her so ähnlich anfühlen. Ich würde jetzt nicht sagen gleich, aber schon Bungie-mäßig. Also wenn ich das Visier wieder sehe und den Recoil, also da bin ich direkt wieder bei Halo und bei Destiny-Snipern. Also wirklich. Das hier ist Scout für mich. Ich denke, das Gunplay wird wieder gut sein. Also schon sehr gut. Für Bungie-Verhältnisse eher immer sehr gut. Ich frage mich halt nur, ob das andere dann auch läuft. Oder halt nur am Anfang funktioniert. Und wenn dann Leute vielen geilen Scheiß gedroppt haben in einer Woche und dann rasieren die alle anderen einfach weg, die halt dann erst anfangen. Oder wie ist das denn? Das kann ich mir noch nicht so vorstellen, wie das ablaufen soll, wie das da gebalanced sein soll, wie das da noch Spaß machen soll, wenn man da ständig irgendwie weggeholzt wird. Ja, ich glaube, ich muss es einfach mal spielen dann. Aber halt am besten mit einer Beta oder sowas, weil kaufen ist immer so eine Sache. Wie weit hat der denn da gezielt gerade? Zoomt die so weit rein oder war das? X3. Man kann crashen. Blaues Blut. Alles Adlige.
Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Yeah, right on me, right on me. This player. On me. Very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got boys down?
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like east of him.
No, if they're close. I got no tags.
Weil es da vorhin so ein Ausschnitt war, wo Scarrock sagt, it's game changing, ja. Damals, wo Gambit rauskam, da haben die auch solche Sätze rausgehauen. Das muss man immer im Long Run sehen. Also, wenn was Neues kommt, ja, das ist ja bei jedem Spiel. Ich meine, guckt es euch auf Twitch an oder egal wo, auf YouTube, oder erstmal der Hype ist da, dann gibt es da riesen Videos, dann wird er erstmal so und so. Nach einer Woche sind die meisten schon wieder nicht mehr aktuell. Dann ist der Hype weg, dann hat jeder reingeguckt und dann reicht's auch wieder, ja. Aber bei so einem Projekt, die haben ja gesagt, die wollen Seasons, ja, Season-Content machen. Start mit Season 1, also das soll auch ein Live-Service werden. Und demnach müssen die auch Geld da reingebuttert haben, so, da muss das Geld wieder reingespielt werden. Also, die wollen das lange halten und ich weiß nicht, ob das funktionieren kann in dem Genre Extraction Shooter. Ich weiß nicht, ob das so geht, weil es gibt Warzone, es gibt Fortnite, es gibt Tarkov, es gibt Hunt Showdown von mir aus, kann man auch dazu reinstellen. Das ist ein ganz anderes Setting, okay. Ja, das ist jetzt sehr abgespaced, das gibt es in dem Setting so noch nicht, ja. Gunplay von Bungie, ja. Könnte klappen, könnte aber auch richtig nach hinten losgehen. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie viele Zuschauer hat denn der Bungie-Stream? Weil das Interesse 43.000.
Yeah, yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him. The purple shoe.
Weiß ich nicht. 43.000 mal 60, da kommt keine Summe rum. Also das sind die alle Pre-Ordern. Mal 100 für uns. Also 430.000 Euro oder Dollar. Nee.
Okay. Yay. I don't want the conquest. LMG.
Keine Ahnung.
I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take this.
Einfach mal abwarten. Also austesten würde ich es schon gern.
What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the players, right?
Huh? Like
the cash players?
Yeah, I don't know.
Players.
Achso, was ich damit sagen wollte, als Gambit rauskam, haben die auch solche Sätze gedroppt. Ja, diese Leute, die dort waren, die waren halt dann gehypt und ja, fanden es geil. Aber im Long Run ist Gambit dann auch abgeschissen sozusagen, ja. Also kann man spielen, ja, aber ist jetzt nicht das Ding, was Leute in Destiny hält. Also, nö. Und so könnte das hier halt auch sein. Das könnte in den ersten paar Runden geil sein. Und wenn du dann auf ein paar Leute triffst, weil du halt ein paar Equipment-Teile gefunden hast und dann higher oder höher halt gerankt wirst und mit höherrangigen Spielern in Lobbys kommst und dann nur noch abgefuckt wirst, dann wird es für viele Leute einfach so sein, machen immer. Gar keinen Bock drauf. Und das ist halt die Frage, wie die das gelöst haben oder wie die das lösen wollen. Ich denke, die haben noch gar keine Lösung dafür, ganz ehrlich. Ich denke, die machen erstmal hier, dass das Ding funktioniert und playable ist und rauskommen kann, weil die brauchen ja Kohle, meines Wissens nach. Ne? Man ganz viele Leute entlässt und alle sollen sich nur noch auf das konzentrieren, Marathon und Destiny, fertig. Da will man erstmal Erfolge sehen mit den Projekten und wenn die dann sich einstellen, dann kann man schon testen, aber
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
okay.
Playing so far has just been
Ja, interessanter Satz, was heißt das?
like
Dann so wie bei Destiny so.
Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full
Ach, guck mal da.
It's an exciting moment.
Klar, der darf damit. Dann ist es auch auf der Gamescom Opening Night Live wahrscheinlich, obwohl, weiß man nicht. Ja, auf jeden Fall bin ich mal gespannt. Wie gesagt, also der Grafikstil holt mich gar nicht ab. Es ist überhaupt nicht so, weiß ich nicht, das gefällt mir einfach gar nicht, ehrlich gesagt. Wenn das Gameplay passt, könnte ich da so ein bisschen mir vorstellen, ein paar Ründchen mal am Wochenende, ja. Aber ich glaube, da muss schon das Gameplay richtig reinknallen, dass mich das abholt.
So I've been at Bungie for a while
Für ein
now,
bisschen.
Since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in, much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like TENS and Lupo was in there, and but yeah, Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. And, yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Ja, ja. Aber das meine ich.
Mission accomplished.
Dann trifft ja dann auch Spieler, die halt völlig drüber sind. Und wenn die noch Loot-Luck haben, die sind irgendwann meilenweit von dir weg. Wie willst du das so gegen so einen Spieler im 1-1 selbst irgendwie was machen?
Things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You'd see people who were like being hunted by other players.
Und wenn es dann so starken Crowd-Control gibt, wie es in manchen MOBAs gibt, und du hast nur einen Konter oder so und den hast du verbraucht und der muss wieder einen Cooldown oder irgendwas, ja, dann ist es halt einfach nur, wer kann schneller C10 und wer ist dann gestunt und wer nicht. Das ist noch ein bisschen, für mich so ein bisschen abschreckend in dem Fall jetzt. Das muss man aber, das muss ich dann selber sehen, wenn ich das mal ausprobiere. Oder auf, was weiß ich, wenn Mifty das spielt, Miftaka, dann finde ich eigentlich ziemlich gut so. Hat oft die gleiche Meinung so wie ich, fühlt zumindest. Also ich kenne jetzt nicht, ich habe auch nicht mit ihm gezockt oder so, ich gucke nur ab und zu mal seine Streams, seine Videos. Aber ja, vielleicht wenn der mal da, vielleicht kriegt er ja irgendwie Code für die Alpha. Mal gespannt, was der dann davon hält.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we
Oder auch Sweaty, den habe ich vor kurzem erst entdeckt. Der macht so Story-Videos. Das hat mich super gefreut. Also ein Freund von mir hat mir den empfohlen. Gesagt, es gibt wieder einen, wie Andy Edition damals. Ja. Bin mal gespannt, was der davon hält. Sweaty TV. Oder Sweaty JT, also YT, nicht JT.
So, even in addition to these creators,
Ich bin mal gespannt, was der davon hält, von dem Marathon.
As someone who's played a lot of ALF1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the ALF1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the ALF1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well. Yeah. But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril, but can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you.
Kleine rote Knubbeln, die da rumlaufen.
Actually, to get rid of them, essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like gonna be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and
ja, kennt man ja von Warzone, einfach noch Gegner. Aber was sind Events? Sag mal, was so Events sind.
What's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like, they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think, you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right, it's like, it may be over for you, but that's one. The Sniper, also love the Sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, there's we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
You can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use
Ja, das ist ja, gut, das finde ich aber gut. Also ich meine, es soll ja keiner eingeschränkt werden, nur weil ein anderer gerade einen Charakter pickt, den du spielen willst.
Those 3 different players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds.
Bin mal gespannt, wenn irgendeiner von denen einen richtig harten CC-Effekt hat. Kann ich mir vorstellen, einfach jeder immer nur den pickt und dann geht es einfach nur, wer schneller seine Gegner CC't. Aber ja, mal abwarten.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So you know, again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. You know, again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, you know, when our trail says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm you know, had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, you know, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, you know, sort of beyond the game.
Ist auch ein bisschen Platz die Nase irgendwie. Ich weiß auch nicht, hat Angst, dass wenn keiner folgt, dann muss gehen oder was? So. Bisschen glasige Augen, ein bisschen blass die Nase.
Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah. Very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank everybody out there. Like, our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like, you know, you should give yourselves
bitte, so viele Leute haben daran gearbeitet. Also schon mal Applaus für die, ja. Hier. Immerhin, ich meine, das ist stimmig einfach, so ein Ding zu bauen. Ja.
There's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure.
Das ist aber halt wie bei jedem Kunst- und Kulturobjekt, sag ich mal, Musik, Bilder, trifft halt auch nicht den Geschmack von jedem. Ne? Das ist halt leider auch der Fall.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bach. And thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, to we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy director Alberto Hidalgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Oh, das war der Spruch von Vive. Wahnsinn. Also der kam, glaube ich, von Destiny. See you Starside. Visuell sieht schon beeindruckend aus, jetzt so im Trailer. Okay. Ist da eine Seuche ausgebreitet? Oder was? Okay. Wow. Haben wir schon damals im Teaser gesehen, diese Viecher, die Raupen? Mutiert irgendwie, ne? Oder Parasiten. So irgendwie. Kommt's mir vor. Ach so, wir waren das und jetzt sind wir halt so ein Operator.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert.
Ist ja fast ASMR.
On the sand, half sunk, a shadow eyes, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculped to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, and the mocked them, lifeless things that mocked them.
Okay.
And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell. As the new shell.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion.
Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Tja, irgendwie erlebt man so die Story. Aber naja. Da sieht jetzt die Grafik gar nicht mal so scheiße aus, aber das ist halt ein Trailer. Das ist jetzt halt nicht. Ich weiß es einfach nicht, was ich davon halten soll, ehrlich. Ich muss es einfach ausprobieren. Muss auf jeden Fall.
testen.
Consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Das ist sie, oder?
I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
Unterschiedliche Reaktionen, je nachdem, wer für einen Charakter man hat. Oder, also Spielcharakter. Also nicht jetzt der Char, sondern der wirkliche Charakter von einem Mensch, von der Spielfigur. Die Identität, das Bewusstsein.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Und die kann man wohl auch finden, dann irgendwo in der Welt. Und dann gibt es so Aufnahmen, Tonbandaufnahmen.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is? You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Ganz klar. Jawohl. Das ist sein Business. Spaghetti-Kabel, wirklich. Knetspaghetti. Ah, ist ganz schlimm für mich, diese Kamera. Ah, die ist gewackelt. Furchtbar. Oh nein. Ja, ich weiß es noch nicht. Also ich teste, wenn es dann irgendwann mal eine Alpha gibt, eine Beta gibt. Hoffentlich gibt es Beta.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
Suspekt. Jetzt hängt's. Klasse.
Nothing beside remains. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck.
ASMR, Headshot, ASMR.
Boundless and bare.
Ja, Wahnsinn. Ja, Portier.
Stretch far away.
The Spice. Haha, Dune. Nee, leider nicht. Keine Gewürze hier, das ist alles nur Korn. So, wie gesagt, probier's aus, wenn es eine Beta gibt, und wenn nicht, dann lasse ich es sein, weil so arg abgeholt hat's mich jetzt nicht, wenn ich ganz ehrlich bin.
Recognize this child?
Is that me?
Was? Jetzt sind alle die gleiche. Okay. Oh, das ist eine coole Art, die Leute zu zeigen. Aber ja. Erstmal gucken. Co-produced bei Bungie, okay. Discord vorsigen, alles klar.
Da bin ich noch ein bisschen, glaube ich, noch nicht so abgeholt, bisschen skeptisch, was das Balancing angeht, was den Progress angeht, wie das genau da dann funktionieren soll. Mit Leuten, die halt Loot-Glück haben, die viel spielen und Leuten, die halt nicht so, ob das lange dann motiviert und auch lange Spaß macht wirklich. Vom Gunplay her sah es eigentlich super solide aus, also wie gesagt, ich glaube, da machst du mit Bungie-Spielen nichts falsch. Die alten Halos, Destiny 1, Destiny 2, grandioses Spielgefühl beim Gunplay. Das Design an sich, wie gesagt, meins ist es nicht. Dieses bunte, quirlige. Aber wir müssen uns einfach mal angucken, wenn es rauskommt. Beziehungsweise wenn es in die Beta geht, weil kaufen würde ich mir es jetzt ehrlich gesagt nicht. Oh. What is this? Ah, alles klar. Ja. Nee, also kaufen würde ich es mir, muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen, würde ich mir es nicht. Ich bin kein Loot-Shooter-Typ. Wenn es eine Beta gibt, würde ich es mal austesten. Wenn es mir dann unerwartet sau viel Spaß macht, dann würde ich über den Kauf nachdenken, klar. Aber so an sich hat es mich jetzt leider nicht erfasst. Muss ich ehrlich sagen. Bin mal gespannt, was andere so für eine Meinung haben. Ich gucke ja wie gesagt Mifthacker und Sweaty. It's the Cross und die ganzen kennt man natürlich. Oh, sie flüchtet, sie will nicht gesehen werden. Sie flüchtet gleich. Da unten liegt ein Tiger, ist der. Nee, Quatsch, wollte gerade sagen. Das wäre eine große Katze für das Studio. Ja, aber da bin ich mal gespannt, was diese noch sagen. Der gefallen ist aber saugeil, der da steht, echt. Ne? Habe ich schon bei der Roboterfahrt gedacht. Und jetzt haben die da noch so ein Ding an die Wand geklatscht. Uah. Naja. Einfach mal abwarten. Der Geist da oben ist auch geil, den die da haben, wirklich. Wer ist er denn? Huch, hoppla, wer hat nochmal gefilmt? Das ist schon ein großes Team, echt. Die haben da schon viele Entwickler dran sitzen. Wenn ich mir das angucke und dann sehe ich da so Indie-Spiele. Das ist die Frage, wie lange das überhaupt noch profitabel so ist für die alle. Naja. Gut. Für die Leute auf YouTube, danke fürs Zuschauen so lange. Und ja, wir sehen uns. Haut da rein. Macht's gut. Bye.